All right, people. So we're here to talk about a very special treat that we've actually been blessed with the last, I don't know, 3-4 days, out of nowhere. Probably longer than that by the time you see this video. But we were blessed over the weekend with a brand new Rolex Daytona release, which I honestly was just blown away. I did not expect this, did not see it coming. And that's something about Rolex that you never really know what these people have up their sleeves. Like, just when you think that's it, they go ahead and just drop out of nowhere the new 126529LN, which is the new 24 Hours at Le Mans collaboration, I guess. Amazing. I mean, the minute that I saw it, at first I thought, holy shit, Rolex just dropped a new watch, which is also kind of strange because usually you wouldn't get a release right after the releases. So I thought that was pretty cool. And, initially when I saw it and saw the watch dead on, I thought to myself, these actually did it. Like, I couldn't believe that they actually came out with the watch, which was exactly what I dreamed of, in the sense that it looks like a vintage Paul Newman 6263 model watch. The old school, the real deals, except, not flimsy and looking like they're going to fall apart. Because if you've ever worn any of these vintage 6263 Daytonas, as much as I love them, they do feel very soft and toyish, almost like it's going to fall off your wrist if you hit it too hard. I'm not joking, guys. Doesn't mean it's not amazing, and I'm sure I'm overreacting. But the minute that I saw it, the first thing that got my attention was the absolutely beautiful subdials that this watch has, which is exactly what makes it a Paul Newman, a real Paul Newman. I mean, for years they've called this dial that I'm wearing here the Paul Newman dial, but this one had the markers on the subdials, which are exactly like the previous, which for me, like, I can't even tell you how excited I got when I saw it. Then I realized that the bezel, all of this is before I even realized what was going on. Then that red 100 on the bezel immediately just shot out at me and said, wait a minute, what the heck is going on? Then, of course, you jump over to the Rolex website. I think actually somebody sent it to me first, and that's what got my attention. It was actually my media girl that helps me out with pretty much all of this. I couldn't do it without her, along with Adam, my video guy, and Keon and everybody else that helps me out. But she sent it over to me, and when I saw it, I said, holy shit, they did a watch for the 100th anniversary of the Le Mans. Now, for those of you out there that are just pure watch guys and don't care about motorsports or racing, that is fine too. But for those of you that do not know, the 24 Hours of Le Mans is one of the most famous races and most challenging motorsport races in the whole world, because not only are you obviously racing, but it's also a battle of endurance. I mean, just imagine racing a car flat out for 24 hours. There's so many things that could possibly go wrong. If you've never seen that movie with one of my favorite actors, Christian Bale, which was Ford versus Ferrari, that's exactly the race that they were trying to win. Ford was trying to beat Ferrari at the Le Mans. So it's a very historical and important and brutal, grueling race. So Rolex has been partnered already with the Le Mans for quite some time. And I guess somewhere along the line there, they thought and said, hey, let's capitalize right now this whole Daytona fury that's going on right now, and let's drop a commemorative model for the 100 years. So initially, the second I saw it, the first thing I thought was, holy shit. They put a clear case back on a stainless steel. That was my initial response. That's what I thought. When I saw that, I said, whoa. Then upon reading, I realized, oh, wait a minute, there's a twist to this. It's white gold, which on one hand, I do like. I think it's cool that it's white gold. I mean, especially for the amount of money that they're asking for this, and probably the amount of money that it's going to go for, which we'll go for on that later. It's good to have the watch made out of gold, although I would prefer the luster of steel. Steel's got that bright white, just like platinum. But I do think that it's very, very cool that they dropped it with the clear case back. I feel like it's going to give it that extra bit of providence that, now the Daytona and the Le Mans is going to have it. The question is going to be, how ridiculously difficult is it going to be to get one? I mean, we already know what's going to happen. I mean, you're going to have to do Cirque du Soleil moves on your local AD to be able to try to get one. I mean, who knows what is going to have to happen. But another very cool and interesting part about this watch is that it has a very specific movement that is just for this Le Mans watch. The new movement is going to be a 4132, which is not to be confused with the 4131 that brings all the new lineups of 2023. The difference is going to be that the hour counter on the chrono, instead of ending at 12 hours, it's going to count 24 hours, of course, for the 24 hours of Le Mans. I think that that's obviously genius. I mean, that's going to already make that watch worth so much more that it has a specific movement. I mean, personally, I really just can't see anywhere where they missed on this watch. I mean, I think the only thing that maybe I would have asked for, since we're already here, let's just ask for like ridiculous request, I guess would have been maybe just to do it without crown guards. I would have probably liked to see what it looks like. Just a lot more like, way more of a retro feel without the crown guards. But then again, that would have been a little bit too much. And, then it'd probably be looking more like one of those reimagination, Artisan de Geneva type of watches. But another thing I like about this watch is that although it was released on the weekend of the Le Mans 100th anniversary, and clearly it is for the Le Mans race, 24 hours, 100 on the, the bezel, it doesn't really say anywhere anything about Le Mans. So I'm wondering if when you get the watch, maybe perhaps the box in the inside has an embossment where it says, it's embossed in gold or something, where it says 24 hours of Le Mans, something. I'm just wondering if there's anything else that Rolex will do to tie it in, or maybe perhaps just having that red, which I love, 100 on the bezel and the 24-hour on the, sub-dial. Is that just enough? I love the look at the black dial. I mean, I wonder if one day they'll just flip it on us and do the other reverse, which would be the white with the black sub-dials, but the all black with the white sub-dials, I love it. It's got enough red to pop with the red Daytona and the 100. This watch is going to be crazy. I'm telling you right now, the way it looks, it's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. A modern Daytona from Rolex, not one of those that's tricked out and remade, which they're cool too, but something that is direct from Rolex that gives us that ultra vintage feel of a 6263 Paul Newman. I mean, this watch has so much tied into one model. The Paul Newman thing, they know what they're doing. That dial became known as the Paul Newman because Paul Newman used to use that watch. But after so many years, if you bring it back, you're obviously tying Paul Newman back into that model. And, man, I can't remember the last time I was so excited about a Daytona release. I mean, honestly, I prefer this over a Meteorite dial. I prefer this at this moment right now, probably even over a Platinum. And probably even over my John Mayer Green right now. I think that this is going to be the Daytona to have. I can't wait to see it. I'm a little bit nervous about this new case, okay? I feel that for years people have said that the Daytona needs to be a little bit bigger. Why would they do that when they have every single model sold before it even leaves the factory? But I think they might have compromised a little bit by just making the profile of the lugs just a little bit fatter, the crown guards a little bit chubbier. Like those little things make the watch overall maybe look a little bit bigger. I think that's great. I wonder how it's going to look on my wrist because personally, I think this Daytona fits perfect. But I wonder if it would have been a bad play to drop, 24 hours of Le Mans on the rotor. But then again, that's not what Rolex does. That's something that more like Richard Mille does or AP or, some of these other brands, they drop right on there blatantly the secondary branding. So I'm excited about it. Retail is about $51,000 and change. Personally, if I could get one at retail myself for me, of course, not to flip, even though the temptation would be obviously there to flip it and make some money. But, there's plenty of other watches I can, I sell to make a living off of. But I would personally love to have one myself. What are the prices going to be in the secondary market? I think it all depends how hard is this thing going to be. Is it going to be somewhere like in between, a Panda and a Platinum? Or is it going to be like trying to get a rainbow? If it's going to be like trying to get a rainbow, then we might be in trouble there. The secondary prices just might be absolutely absurd. But let's see. I mean, I have a feeling that it's going to be something that's for sure is going to be costing $100,000 in the secondary market. And for somebody that wants to buy a really special piece, I think this is going to be it. I love all these artists in the Geneva watches. I think they're beautiful. But when you're buying something like that, it's like a little bit too niche. It's too much, a little bit too much. Where this is more mainstream, proven, and absolutely you cannot go wrong with this. So I am very excited about this. I wanted to release and tell you guys exactly what I feel about it. I was completely blindsided. Who would have thought? Out of nowhere, bam. Crazy part as well was that I noticed that Patek dropped several watches the same time too. It was almost like, wait, what? I had to kind of read the fine print. Patek dropped these new Tokyo limited editions, and I want to say that they're nice. I like them. I really do like the way they look. But it was also just so like, whoa, like out of nowhere, so much watch news. I wonder if they timed that together or if they both, said, I'm dropping a new album this weekend. And the other one said, well, we're going to drop on the same weekend. But I also found that very coincidental. Of course, Patek doesn't never really like, they don't fail. I mean, they play it very safe. I think that Tokyo World Timer is going to be beautiful. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Along with that World Time Minute Repeater that has the enamel dial. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? I mean, those are always hits. And it's a minute repeater. I mean, well, damn. Then you have the 5308P quadruple complication with the Salmon dial. I mean, Lord have mercy. I mean, definitely some major revelations have happened this weekend as we just slept at home. Rolex and Patek came with the heat. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this new Le Mans. If you think it's going to be a hit, I think personally this is what a collaboration should look like. It was very seamless. It was meaningful. And I think that the watch is going to have a great impact on our hobby. So let us know what you think. Also, comment and like this video, share it. And if you think there's anything you want to add about these Pateks, let us know in the comments. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.